here I am again, ready for day 2 on main idea. Hopefully you remember main idea from yesterday and even from earlier in the year. Main idea is what the text is mostly about. Say that with me. Main idea is what the text is mostly about. All right, and supporting details give us more information about the main idea. How do we find the main idea? We can use these 5 tools. Ask what is the text mostly about? Look at the title and the headings. Look at pictures. Look closely at first and last sentences. Often the main idea can be stated in one of those sentences. And look for repeated words. And just to review, sometimes we can find the main idea in the passage, and sometimes we have to infer it and write it in our own words. Okay? I've got a few more of these little practice pages for us. So I'm going to give you 3 details, and then you're going to come up with the main idea. So let's read our first one. My sister owns 2 pairs of gardening gloves. Interesting. Number 2, her water bill is especially high in the summer. How would that go with gardening gloves? I'm going to think that it's high because she's watering plants. If she has 2 pairs of gardening gloves, then she likes to work in her garden. And then number 3, she often has dirt under her fingernails. That might show that she likes to dig in the garden. So all of these 3 things, I can see that they support something about gardening. Can gardening be a main idea? No, hopefully you're saying no in your head, Mrs. Blake, because it's not a complete sentence. That's right, we have to have a complete sentence to state our main idea. And so our complete sentence should have something to do with my sister and gardening. I bet it's something about my sister likes to garden. Oh, let's see if I'm right. My sister loves to garden. Hopefully you were thinking of something along these lines. Okay. I'm going to skip that one. We'll come back to it if we have time. I want us to go through a passage again like we did yesterday. Okay. In this one, we are going to infer the main idea. So the main idea is not stated clearly in this, okay? But we are going to use some of these sentences to come up with what the main idea is. So follow along with me as I read. I have a dog named Boots. I have taught him lots of tricks. When I tell him to, Boots will sit or lie down. He can also wave his paw to greet someone. Perhaps the most impressive trick is when I say, "Dance, Boots." He will stand on 2 legs and walk. I don't know many dogs who can do such amazing tricks. Okay, so I noticed that I saw the name Boots of my dog several times, okay? And I also noticed that it was talking a lot about these tricks that Boots can do. So up here at the beginning, I have a dog named Boots. This is mostly about Boots, okay? And then it also says I've taught him lots of tricks. This is mostly about the tricks that he can do. So I'm going to take these 2 sentences and my repeated words, boots and tricks, and I'm going to make a main idea that tells what this is mostly about. Okay? And I'm going to write it right here. My dog Boots can do many tricks. What do you guys think? Does this tell us what this passage is mostly about? Yes, it's mostly about my dog Boots and how he can do many tricks. Okay, so this is our main idea. My dog Boots can do many tricks. Now, I'm going to stand over here so you can still see me. Let's find some details that give us more information about the main idea. And what do we call those? Supporting details. Okay. So let's find an example. Remember, supporting details can also be examples of the main idea. So we're going to find an example of one of his tricks. So when I tell him to, Boots will sit or lie down. Does that give me an example of one of his many tricks? Yes, so that's a supporting detail. Can you find another one? He can wave his paw to greet someone. That's another example of a trick he can do. Any others? Yes, hopefully you are reading the dance boots. Perhaps the most impressive trick is when I say dance boots, he will stand on two legs and walk. All three of these sentences give us more information about the main idea and the tricks that Boots can do. So these green sentences are supporting details. All right, nice practice there. Let's do one more. Follow with me as I read. Peter's parents bought new carpet for their living room. Now, Peter has to take his shoes off when he enters the house. He is not allowed to eat or drink in the living room anymore. Peter's furry dog isn't allowed to play ball on the new carpet either. When his parents got the new carpet, there were a lot of new rules. What is the main idea? I noticed that in this one, I can find the main idea in the passage. Did you notice that too? Okay, I see the word carpet a lot. Okay, so I know, or I see it, 3 times here. Okay, so I know it has to do with the new carpet because it does say new each time. Okay, I also know it's giving me lots of examples of how things have changed since Peter got the new carpet. So I think this is mostly about Peter's new carpet and what has changed. So is there a complete sentence in here that tells that this is mostly about Peter's carpet and how things have changed? Remember, one of our strategies is to read the first and last sentences. So let's read the first one. Peter's parents bought new carpet for their living room. I think it's mostly about the new carpet, so that could work, but we also want to say that things have changed. So let's read the last one. When his parents got the new carpet, there were a lot of new rules. Is this mostly about the new rules and the new carpet? Yes, I think so. So this last one, this states the main idea. Read it with me. When his parents got the new carpet, there were a lot of new rules. That is what this paragraph is mostly about. And then our supporting details would give us examples of these new rules. A supporting detail could be, now Peter has to take his shoes off when he enters the house. Does that give us more information about this main idea? Yes, it gives us an example of one of the new rules. Peter's furry dog isn't allowed to play ball on the new carpet either. That is another example of the new rules. So that is a supporting detail. I also bet you found one more. He is not allowed to eat or drink in the living room. That gives us an example of the new rules. So it's a detail that supports the main idea. Great practice. Okay, hopefully you are understanding and knowing how to practice main idea and supporting details. Because in your bundle today is this paper. Okay, it's called the Monarch Butterfly. You will practice this today as you have time. Okay, you're going to read this paragraph about the Monarch Butterfly. And then I want you to write 3 to 4 keywords from the story. Keywords are things that it's mostly about. They're the words that are repeated. So I encourage you to use a highlighter or pen or pencil and highlight or underline those words that you see repeated. Those are going to be your keywords. Then using your keywords, write a complete sentence stating the main idea. Okay, so your main idea is not listed in the passage. You will have to write it in your own words using the key repeated words you found. Then, after you've filled out these 2, you're going to underline 3 sentences from the story that are supporting details. Remember, these are sentences that give more information about the main idea. Email me if you have any questions. I'd love to help you out. I'll see you again tomorrow, and we'll talk a little bit more about main idea.